Cascades National Park is one of 3 national parks in the Seattle area in Washington State. This is now the 47th national park we've visited on this trip, and we have a beautiful day out here to drive through North Cascades National Park. North Cascade National Park is one of the fewer visitors of any national parks in the system, and the mountain scenery is in fact very beautiful. It is an interesting park because you can look at the national park, but it's actually not that easy to get inside the boundary of the national park. The main road that goes through the region is Highway 20, which is technically inside a national recreation area for its entire length. And just about all of the shorter trails that goes off of the highway goes around the national recreation area. You really have to hike quite a ways in order to actually get to the national park boundary. But this is all managed as one big area, so just a technicality. You're here. As you can see in the background, that is clearly into the national park. So just give a little and don't worry about the details. We're here in the early part of June, and there's still plenty of snow in the higher elevations of the pass. In fact, there were a few trails that we wanted to hike, but it was closed due to snow. Today is June the 6th, and we're out here. We looked at the maps and we looked at all the brochures and decided to take a short hike at the Rainy Lake trail right here. And as you can see, we have a lot of snow. This is the 6th of June already, and as we got here and we were looking to see whether or not we can go into the picnic area, and well, this is about as far as we can get. It is snow covered. I guess there's no hiking unless we want to walk on snow. Maybe we'll do that, but just when you come, plan ahead. Even though it's the 6th of June already, doesn't mean the snow is clear. We're up about 4,800 feet at Rainy Pass, and it's still snow covered. So if you want to hike this trail, you got to come later in the year. Washington Pass overlook that we just drove by is also closed because it is snow covered. So I guess you're going to have to come no earlier than mid-June or late June in order to be able to see everything. The way that you tour this park is actually very simple. You drive through Highway 20 and stop by the various overlooks that are here, and you can just pick and choose whichever hiking trails you want to go on. There's some short ones, less than a mile. There's some really long ones, more than 10 miles. So you can take your pick as to which one that you want. But to really enjoy this park, you have to go backcountry hiking, which is not something that we were equipped to do, but that's the only real way that you can get into the national park boundary proper. And that's where you're going to see a lot of the nice tall peaks and the beauty of the Cascade Mountains that's here. At the southern end of the national park is Lake Chilin National Recreation Area. Lake Chilin is entirely in the national recreation area, but the tiny town of Scenic is a 50-mile ferry ride from the road and still many miles from the national park boundary. Lake Diablo and Washington Pass are the highlights along Highway 20. Lake Diablo is gorgeous with its emerald green water, but the scenery is marred by the power lines. The drive to Winthrop on the eastern side of the recreation area after Washington Pass is not that interesting, but the town of Winthrop with an old western town motif is a lot of fun to visit. Every national park has a special appeal, and the North Cascades National Park have beautiful mountain scenery. You have these beautiful pine trees, but also you have this river which get this green, beautiful green color to it. That is a result of the glacier melt that is fed from the higher elevations that are really hard to get to. But the Green River is absolutely fantastic. You got Diablo Lake and Gorge Lake. Both of them are beautiful. And because you're in the National Recreation Area, not inside the National Park itself, People can go boating and swimming and do all sorts of good outdoor water activities. We are on our way to visit all the national parks in the United States. Check out my blog in the description box below. Subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up if you like it.